Stephen Anderson, as many people probably know by now, was just exposed for like hurting his children for like, God, I don't know how to say this in a more friendly way. He was hurting them basically. His kids came out and gave an interview to Dead Domain, YouTuber, I believe, and they explained what it was like growing up with him. And of course, like it was violent and ugly and terrible. I mean, the dude is a violent, ugly, terrible person. If you don't know him, he's the leader of the NIFB, the New Independent Fundamental Baptist Church. It's this whole movement with a bunch of churches under it, and they're extremists. He's prayed for Obama's death. He says, "I hate Barack Obama." I mean, it's real crazy stuff. And of course, he doesn't like gay people either. Big surprise. Anyway, he responded. He responded to his children, whatever. Listen to what he said here.
My accusers teamed up with a literal Satan-worshipping transvestite.
Okay, I didn't remember if I censored. I did. I censored. Okay.
Satan-worshipping transvestite. Okay, and you know what? We could pretty much almost just close our Bibles and go home right now. Okay? Because
what, you don't want to learn about Jesus?
anybody with a brain in their head knows that you don't go to Satan to tell the truth. You go to Satan because you want to tell lies.
Well, I mean, Satan's got a platform, right? If Satan's got a platform, I'll tell the truth from it. This guy is so full of
Okay?
So is he denying this then? That he attacks his kids or whatever? With an electrical cord? That's how they described it?
The guy is in drag. He is a man dressed up as a woman.
I think Dead Domain. I believe the name is Jordan, and they're non-binary.
The video that all these Christians are promoting this week and sending around all over the internet, literally you click on it, the first thing you're going to see is a man in makeup in a flowery dress with a Satan symbol. But isn't it interesting that all three of them, they all went to a transvestite open faggot.
Oh my God, dude. What is wrong with him? Why is he like this? Why is he so vile? Like all the time, he is vile.
Reprobate. And you know why? Because God is showing people who's telling the truth and who's lying. That's why. Anybody who actually loves the Lord and loves the truth can easily figure out the truth because God in his providence worked it out where my enemies were too stupid to actually attack me in a way that could even be seen as legitimate, but they all went straight to literal Satan so that everybody who actually cares about the truth and what the Bible says will know that they're lying because Satan is the father of lies. Look at first.
Yeah, except it wasn't an illegitimate criticism. It is exactly the kind of thing that he would do, and it's believed by like everybody, obviously, because there are multiple people coming out and explaining what he did, and they're all like in sync with each other. The stories match up and everything. And as a matter of fact, stories don't just match up with each other. They match up with what Stephen Anderson has said. Again, like the reason I'm covering this because he's in a mental institution right now, to my knowledge. I'll talk about that in just a second, but.
And I don't think that yelling at your kids is an effective form of discipline.
This one is late February 2023.
I'm not saying it's wrong to ever yell as a parent because I think there are some times when yelling could be appropriate, but that shouldn't be a regular basis. Just your go-to discipline is yelling, right? Less yelling, more spanking is what we need in our families, okay? Because then there's less anger and less yelling. You just spank, it's over, you move on. Well, I'm just going to ground them. I'm going to take away privileges. I'm going to yell at them. But what does the Bible say?
So anyway, yeah, the point is he has expressed to his audience that he hits his kids. Like, there's no surprise here. Why is he denying this? Anyway, like I said, he ended up in a mental institution, supposedly. This is Isaac Anderson, his son, the one of them who spoke out against him. And he says, I have it on good authority that my father was picked up yesterday afternoon and taken involuntarily to the psych ward. Next service is going to be insane, literally. Okay. Well, let's take a look at the next sermon, shall we? This is his substitute, I guess, this guy right here. I'm unfamiliar with him, actually.
Bless Pastor Anderson as he's having a good time with his family, and, you know, he's
Good time.
taking a much-deserved day off, dear Lord. And obviously, whatever we can do to make his life better, we ask you to reveal it to us so we can do it.
Yeah, it seems to me like he's in a mental institution. And you know what? I don't wish pain and suffering on anybody. Nobody. But my sympathy is like this much right now, realizing that he's in there for attacking his family with an electrical cord. Like, you're looking to the wrong place for sympathy on this one. All right, check this out. This is from the sermon that night when he went, apparently.
And you guys aren't even going to church right now. You're staring at me right now.
I think he's talking to us, like the viewers.
So I'm just trying to help you out. You think you're hardcore, Isaac? Get up. 3:45 a.m. Read your Bible.
Oh, he's talking about Isaac Anderson.
Read your Bible. Buy yourself an elliptical. Get shredded because you're pretty chubby.
Why is he doing this? Why do they go after people's looks like that? Because you're pretty chubby. What does that have to do with anything at all? Why is he not, like, refuting the criticisms? Hell, why is he even addressing this right now? This is the kind of thing that disgusts me. Like, I don't care which side this guy is on. The tactics are wrong. If he was on the left, I would never work with him. I wouldn't want anything to do with this because he's a scumbag, left or right.
I'm trying to help you out. I'm trying to get you ripped, rich, and religious, buddy. Because that's what you want. You want to be ripped? You look like baby Hercules from the Eddie Murphy movie. Hercules, Hercules, Hercules. Google it. You'll see what I'm saying. Hercules, Hercules. That's who you are. But I know you want to be ripped. Hey, I want you to be rich.
Like, what is happening? What is he talking about? Why?
But rich towards God. And you're only going to get that by being right with God. Keep winning souls before you waste your life, your potential. And I want you to get religious. Because guess what? Religion is a good thing.
All right, well, for the record, I think Isaac Anderson still believes all the same stuff as his dad. He's still a fascist, effectively, and all kinds of crazy stuff. But he told the world about what his dad did. So this guy telling Isaac Anderson to get religious is rich. Isaac Anderson is religious. The only difference between Isaac Anderson and this guy right here is that Isaac Anderson is willing to criticize his dad. So is this guy saying that, like, criticizing Steven Anderson is a sin against God? Because that's what I'm picking up. Is that what he's putting down?
And that's what you're going to need. So I'm just doing this for you. I'm trying to help you out.
Yeah, right. By making fun of him, by calling him chubby and saying he looks like an idiot and all that. Yeah. Totally. Trying to help him. Absolutely.
But keep listening. I ain't done. Mark 9.
Wow, dude. Goes into a Bible verse. I'm not sure what he could have possibly pulled out of Mark 9 to apply to Isaac Anderson. Anyway, point is, some shit's going down right now with the NIFB. People are leaving in droves. This happened a while back too, where there were some text chats that released, and the text chats revealed, like, Isaac Anderson and a bunch of other people just saying some real messed up stuff. Generally, the atheists that I've listened to talk about it have said it was just some stupid kids acting like fools. When they become adults and no longer, like, minors, the things that they do from that point on is worth criticizing. So I think people have generally avoided those text messages or those group chats or whatever. But they just said, like, the N-word, and they talked about how they loved Hitler and things, and it seemed like they were just being edgy. It didn't seem like they weren't discussing a fully formed ideology around, like, National Socialism or something. It was just them being edgy. So anyway, when that went public, people dropped like flies from that congregation. I have recordings of a black family basically being kicked out of the congregation because they were unhappy with what Steven Anderson and Isaac Anderson said, and they wanted to get some kind of accountability or whatever, and Steven Anderson said, no, forget it, just get out, basically. Well, here we are again, watching people drop like flies. This is an NIFB preacher. His name is Salvador Alvarez? Yes, Salvador Alvarez is his name. Listen to what Alvarez says. I censored it, so it should be safe. You don't have to worry about hearing something really, like, messed up.
When it comes to this issue of suicide, there is a specific group of people that I think it's okay for them to kill suicide. Obviously, we all know, reprobates, LGBTQ, people who have already rejected God to the point where, no one's really mourning Judas's death.
No one's mourning Judas's death. This is what I'm talking about. I would never stand for this. This is depraved. What is wrong with somebody that thinks this stuff? How did they get there in their head? That's wild. That is insane. Okay, so this guy, Alvarez, he has left the NIFB. If you don't know the structure of the NIFB, generally it's like a conference, a church conference kind of, where they seed churches, but the pastors have full control over their own churches, basically. And they all look to Stephen Anderson for their ideology and things like that. I think Stephen Anderson, I don't think he gets like a cut of the donations or anything like that, but yeah, he very much influences the ideology of the group. So Alvarez ran his own church, I believe, and he's left the NIFB. Now his church is like a free church.
So first of all, as many of you may have seen, I have publicly broken fellowship with Pastor Jonathan Shelley, not because of any major doctrinal issues.
Shelley took over, I believe, Faithful Word Baptist Church, one of Stephen Anderson's churches, or maybe he seeded another church. Anyway, he's just one of the NIFB pastors.
But because of a huge moral issue, specifically because he does not judge people for hitting children with electrical cords, and because he does not condemn men for doing spousal corporal punishment or spousal discipline.
Okay, that's one way to frame it. Spousal discipline? Spousal corporal punishment? You mean he hit his wife with an electrical cord is what you mean. Why is he saying corporal punishment? Do you mean like abusing his family members? I don't understand. Like, I can say that on YouTube and it's not a problem. Like, why is he watching his words right now? After saying all that stuff about the LGBT community, why is he watching his words? Is he trying to frame it positively? Why? It's not. There's nothing positive about it. Yeah, by the way, just one quick thing. I'm sorry. The electrical cord thing, there's no fundamental difference between hitting your kid with an electrical cord and paddling them. Like, when I was little, I got the paddle. It was this big piece of wood that had tape around the bottom of it to make like a makeshift handle, and my dad would grab it and, wail on people. That's no different than an electrical cord. It still strikes the same fear in your heart that something's going to happen, that you don't know if you're coming out of this or if you'll come out of it with a black and blue eye or what. So spanking your kids, paddling your kids, same effect. Stephen Anderson earlier was talking about we need to just paddle our kids and move on, except instead of grounding people or whatever, except grounding scientifically fixes problems. It's more likely to help keep the kid guided down the right road. Hitting the kid makes them try harder to hide things, and it teaches them that violence is the answer in some cases. It's not. So if you want to solve a problem, grounding them, removing privileges of various sorts, or taking a toy away when they're little, that works. Way better than hitting them. Way better.
And when Miriam gave her interview on September 26, I saw Pastor Anderson's reaction of doxing his own family members, and I immediately realized,
holy shit, dude, I didn't know about that.
He was not blameless in this situation. And I plan to make a public statement to disassociate myself and Pure Words Baptist Church from Pastor Stephen Anderson. And I was surprised to see Pastor Shelley's email and Facebook post on Monday where he was defending Pastor Anderson.
I looked for that. I could not find it. I have no idea where it is, unfortunately. He was defending Stephen Anderson. God, I wish I could get my hands on that. Anybody have any idea where that is? You guys want to see if you can find it in the chat and just let me know if somebody finds it. You don't have to if you don't feel like it, but it was a Facebook post from Jonathan Shelley of the NIFB, probably posted, when did this clip release? Clips. Yeah, it was probably posted sometime around last week, maybe last Sunday. Let me know if someone finds it.
Facebook post on Monday where he was defending Pastor Anderson. And he admitted in the post that Pastor Steven Anderson hit his teenagers with electrical cords. And also in the post, he was accusing pastors who were standing against abuse, calling them virtue signalers.
I love it because, you know, the right has always talked about virtue signaling and how the left is always virtue signaling and all that. Well, Steven Anderson has turned it around on his own people now, and they're starting to see how ridiculous it is. I love everything about it.
Tuesday night, Pastor Shelley had his Baptist Bias episode called Spiritual, and he titled it Spiritual Warfare. He showed clips of old movies where husbands are spanking their wives, and in none of those clips did it seem...
I'm sorry, that's okay. That's such an odd thing to say. Why would you say that? Why would you do that? He's doing what?
Clips of old movies where husbands are spanking their wives, and in none of those clips did it seem that the wife was consenting at all. In almost all of them, the wives were shouting no or stop.
So Steven Anderson showed people clips of that? This guy is so f***ing weird. I'm sorry, man. It is so weird. Just looking through the chat here. Darvo, yes, absolutely. Deny, attack, reverse, victim, and offender. That's exactly what Steven Anderson has been doing. It's weird that pretty much every single, abusive person throughout history always uses this same tactic, Darvo. It's like, what? Did they go to a class for this or something? I don't understand. Got a metal dog leash and whatever they could grab. My dad got a switch, a little thin branch, basically, that he, that his grandmother whipped across his back. He worked on a farm. I never got a belt. It was always a paddle. And I remember one time they kept a paddle on the top of the fridge, So I just I walk over and I just kind of push it a little further back and it falls behind the fridge. And they were looking for that thing for hours. Oh my God, I avoided it that time. That's funny. Anyway, one time I was talking or something at the meeting. I was being obnoxious, being just annoying. I don't know what the hell was happening. And my mom said she's going to take the spoon to me when we get home, the wooden spoon. So, I mean, this isn't exactly funny because it's so messed up, but looking back at it now, I guess I can laugh at my own misfortune in the moment. She tells me, "All right, go get changed into your normal clothes. I'm going to take the spoon to you." So I go into my bedroom and I'm changing, and it's winter, so I got this big heavy jacket on, and I start, I'm hanging up my suit. And while I'm doing that, I'm thinking to myself, I could go out there with this big heavy jacket on and I wouldn't even feel it because she'd just be hitting the outside of the jacket, So I go out there and I'm like, all right, let's do it. Forgetting that I'd taken my pants off. So she lifts the coat and smacks my bare legs. It sucked. But yeah, not good, actually. Really not good. It's on the Rumble channel, Steadfast Baptist Church. Is it? Steadfast Baptist. Let's see. Steadfast Baptist Church. Yeah. Steadfast Baptist, I believe, is Jonathan Shelley's. And Faithful Word Baptist Church is Steven Anderson's. Do you know which one it is? Oh my God, dude. Check out Salvador Alvarez, wildly inappropriate behavior with church funds. Wow, that's convenient, isn't it? So Alvarez releases this 2 days ago, and maybe the same day or the next day, Jonathan Shelley releases this video about Salvador Alvarez. God, they are cannibalizing each other right now. Oh my God, dude. This is great to watch. I love it. In all seriousness, this is really messed up to hit your kids for real. Don't do that. Don't use a belt on your kids. Don't use a paddle. Don't use a wooden spoon. Don't do that. You're no different than Steven Anderson hitting him with an electrical cord. It's the exact same thing. Anyway, go big or go home. Is that it? Go big or go home?
Man, 2 Kings chapter 13. In this chapter, we see the end of the life of one of the greatest men of the Old Testament, which is Elisha the prophet.
I guess Steven Anderson talks about the whole thing on this video. If you guys want to see the whole video with me, I'll be watching this whole thing, and probably this other secretly filmed video. I have it here somewhere. Yeah, here, secretly filmed meeting on September 29th, full recording. I'll be watching that too on my Unfiltered channel. Yeah, I stream 10:30 to 2:30 Wednesday and Thursdays. but I upload the edited, cleaned up versions if you missed it. Once I had to write an apology on the whiteboard in class. I wrote FU on it, and they smacked my head against it. Jesus Christ. And pinned me down until I couldn't breathe. I hate them. Yeah, 100%. How did that get normalized? Why is that normalized? You know? Jesus Christ. No more grace for railers? This is 4 days ago? All right, let's just take a look at the Salvador Alvarez one. Dude, he's got a beautiful camera. Oh my God.
Hey everybody, it's Pastor Jonathan Shelley from Steadfast Baptist Church, and I want to give an update about a situation that's transpired between me and Salvador Alvarez of Pure Words Baptist Church. Now, I've been in the process of transitioning this church.
You have? Oh, I'm so glad to hear that from your mouth.
I want to give an update.
God, if he knew that I said that, he would lose his shit.
Now, I've been in the process of transitioning
That's so nice.
this church to him. And for some reason, he's just started attacking me.
Really? For some reason, you have no idea what could have possibly caused it. Are you really in the dark right now?
Lying about me, wanting to break fellowship, publicly broke fellowship with me over the fact that he just kept railing on me and didn't want to take accountability for it.
He didn't want to take accountability for what he did. Okay. What about Jonathan Shelley? Is he going to take accountability for defending Steven Anderson when he admitted to hitting his family? Like what?
And in this process, he's just completely shown a whole new side of himself that I've never seen before. He's extremely prideful, unpredictable. He has scattered his church. Almost every person that I was aware in that church, at least the large percentage of the church, has left.
Dude, he knows this is bullshit. And he's saying it anyway. It's so crazy to listen to somebody brazenly lie to your face knowingly. I know he's lying. He knows he's lying. That is crazy, man.
They want him to resign. They don't agree with any of his actions whatsoever. However, even if that is the case,
if the church didn't agree with him, then they would leave and he would no longer have a church. See how simple that is? That's how it works. The church agrees with him by and large, or they would have all left and gone to Jonathan Shelley's.
Church has left. They want him to resign. They don't agree with any of his actions whatsoever.
This is like what Trump does when he says, Joe Biden is so angry right now. He's so angry that they kicked him off of the presidential ballot and blah, blah, blah. He speaks for people. That is so infuriating.
However, even if that is the case, I was still in the process of transferring all the different things to him in this process. Because I was on all of the banking accounts and all the financial accounts, I told him this process is going to take a while. And I told him that I'm going to have to resolve whatever credit lines we have because we have giant credit accounts. And so in this process, I've been...
Why does this church have giant credit accounts? What could they possibly be doing that would require giant credit accounts and stuff?
monitoring this to make sure to get everything properly transferred and closed. Well, because of his erratic behavior, I became very nervous about what he may do. And
he is so full of
and try to harm me, harm our credit accounts, try to damage our church in
How is he trying to harm your credit accounts? What?
some way. And so I've just made sure to get all of the accounts closed or transferred properly. Also, there was a message that was sent about rent that had not been paid due. And so I was trying to make sure that that was taken care of properly because I'm personally on the lease for Pure Words Baptist Church. The lease was to me
Oops, I didn't mean to hit pause. The lease was to him personally, okay?
personally. And so I'm trying to make sure that everything is done appropriately. When reviewing the account, however, I was looking through the checks to see if rent had been paid, and I noticed that there was a check written to Isaac Anderson for $1,000.
Oh, bullshit. Oh my God. He's now spinning up this gigantic conspiracy where Isaac Anderson was paid to take down his dad. Come on, man. Really? Does anybody believe this? This is low. This is degenerate behavior right here. pretending, lying about all of this stuff and destroying a dude's reputation. Honestly, the guy's a scumbag. I don't stand behind him, but I think that Shelley is obviously lying here, right? My God, these people are there is no moral bottom that they're unwilling to go to. There's no moral bottom. Again, this isn't even against me. I don't give a shit about Salvador Alvarez. Why would I care about the guy? I care about these tactics. Just disgusting.
Additionally, there's been 2 other checks that have been written, one to Isaac Anderson and another to Solomon. And
bro, did you just put your routing and account number on screen for everybody to see just now? Are you serious? Yeah, and I don't even know if this is real, truthfully. I don't put it past these people to lie, as we've watched him do, and fabricate things. Just make things up, Photoshop things. I don't trust a word out of his mouth. Anyway, these people are just disgusting. One more thing I wanted to mention on this subject. There's somebody named Miriam Anderson, right? And Hemant Mehta talked about this issue and mentioned Miriam Anderson on his article about it. So let me just take a quick glance through this and read Miriam's Facebook post. I don't even feel bad for putting that check up. I mean, I didn't even do that. He did it, right? And it's still public on his Rumble account. It's like that time that I accidentally put Kent Hovind's social security number up in a video because I was showing documents of his charges and stuff, and I had to blur it. I went in and blurred it within minutes. I don't think anybody even saw it, but oh my God, dude. Yeah, you can get some real sensitive info this way. So you got to be careful. Anyway, just read what Hemant Mehta says here. Oh yeah, you know what? I've been testing out this new thing. I have this automated reader. Check this out. See if we can read it with a voice here.
Anderson has already responded to all this. Despite being banned on YouTube, he's repeatedly created sock puppet accounts allowing him to get around the ban, and he said in a recent video that his brother stole Miriam.
His brother stole Miriam? Who the hell is Miriam? Hold on. Okay, another Anderson child speaks out. Here we go. So Miriam is one of the kids, apparently. Dead Domain posted an interview with a third Anderson child. This was Miriam Anderson, the oldest daughter in the family, and the one John brought up earlier because she'd been trying to get away. Wow. This is Miriam. Wow, man. Hey, if you guys want to watch this with me, I will be watching all of this stuff on my Unfiltered channel. I hope to see you guys there. I'm going to be watching Miriam's interview with Dead Domain, this Jonathan Shelley hidden meeting that was recorded secretly, and one of the others with what's his name, Jonathan Shelley. So keep a lookout for it. So anyway, Miriam, I guess, is a third kid that came out publicly. So let's keep reading what Steven Anderson had to say. Should I read it with my voice or the automated voice? You guys think? Which one? Oh wow, most people want to hear it in my voice. Okay, cool. Well, let's do it in my voice then. Anderson's already responded to all of this. Despite being banned on YouTube, he's repeatedly created sock puppet accounts allowing him to get around the ban. And he said in a recent video that his brother stole Miriam, whatever the hell that means. His brother? Steven Anderson has a brother? That's not true. She chose to live with her uncle's family instead of with Anderson. That's where I believe she's still being kept against our will, quote unquote. She is a minor and not old enough to consent, he wrote in the description. Throughout the video, he literally gives away her location and practically encourages people to harass his brother's family. My God, bro. What is wrong with you? This right here is what I'm talking about. This. The tactics are morally depraved. I don't care what side you're on. This is scumbag right here. So this is a quote from Miriam's Facebook. Apparently, she's no longer in South Carolina. In a Facebook post made over the weekend, she also rebutted what Anderson said in his video while adding that she had to end a relationship due to her parents' interference. All right, so this is what the Facebook post says here. Recently, my mom and dad have made public statements regarding my character and behavior while living in South Carolina with my aunt and uncle. Firstly, I met my boyfriend at the opening service of the new church plant in South Carolina. Oh, interesting. So they opened it like an NIFB church there? We immediately hit it off, and I got my dad's permission to get coffee with him the following morning before going soul winning together. Soul winning is where they go door knocking like Jehovah's Witnesses. And she got her dad's permission, okay? She seems like a true believer, right? She's a true believer? She's just disgusted with Steven Anderson's behavior. He talked to my dad multiple times as he'd been listening to my dad's sermons for years. Not only this, but he specifically sought out my dad's permission to date me. In the following weeks, as tensions with my family were growing, he came to visit me multiple times. He lived out of state, so he would visit over the weekend and spend time with me and my family and attend our church with us on Sundays. During our relationship, my uncle supervised us and enforced a curfew. I talked to both my mom and dad about dating him, and they both approved of him wholeheartedly. God, how do you get Steven Anderson's approval? Do you have to talk about hating black people? Like, how many times do you have to say the N-word to get his approval, I wonder? I also sought counsel from my aunt, uncle, and our pastor. Why? You're just dating somebody. Are you shitting me right now? You can't just date somebody? What the hell is happening? Everyone who met him immediately liked and respected him for the godly young man that he is. They ruined our relationship. Godly young man, right? They ruined our relationship as he can no longer come to see me because I'm not living in South Carolina anymore. It's quite disappointing to see my dad try to pretend that this is about some guy that I was not dating. Furthermore, I'd like to address the claims made about my aunt and uncle. My uncle did not steal me, quote unquote. I came to my uncle desperate for help, and he and his family offered me refuge. So it sounds like his uncle is a true believer too, right? Like part of the whole NIFB thing? In my months of living at their house, I gained nothing but respect for both my aunt and uncle. They, time and time again, proved their wisdom and godliness, and I will forever be grateful for the love they showed me. My uncle also complied with police and immediately told them where I was. God, that's psychotic. That is so messed up with Steven Anderson. Neither he nor my aunt were in my hospital room. I left the hospital completely on my own and did not involve anyone from my family. Yeah, I'm not sure what the story is there. I was not advised by my brother, John, either. It's sad to think that my parents knew that I was safe, doing well, and dating a godly Christian man, and ruined that. God bless everyone who stood for the truth despite all their bullying. This situation's been difficult for everyone involved, but God has protected me and kept me, and I feel peace knowing I'm in his hands. Please continue praying for my family as we need it more than ever. Happy Sunday. I hope everyone is blessed. Has a blessed day. Below's a picture of me and my boyfriend after church a few weeks after I supposedly rebelled, quote unquote. Well, that's nice. That's nice. I mean, a couple of young Nazis standing in a living room, probably laughing about how much they love Hitler or something would be my guess. I don't know what they're laughing about. With a piano in the background. You think they played the German national anthem on that thing? Jesus, dude. Anyway, just looking through some of these comments. Oh, I'm so proud of you. Stay safe. She was right about something she shared once. You have great style. I want to see the controversial ones. Let's see the controversial ones. Wait, what's this? You are acting Jewish. All three of you, especially you, Miriam. Are you shitting me right now? Really? I was joking about them being Nazis. But then I come to the comment section. I see like that. Like, really? You're acting Jewish. What a thing to say. What does that mean exactly? Oh my God. Somebody liked it. 23 replies. What does this mean? It means that they hate Jews. That's what it means. They hate Jews and they think that they're evil. And Miriam is acting like a Jewish person. Oh my God. Traitorous and backstabbing. Oh my God, dude. Look, this stuff should have been handled privately. You're making your dad look bad. If I were him, I wouldn't let you back in my house. Holy shit. You're thinking too much with your emotions. Go back to your father and beg for forgiveness and have this whole thing resolved. Oh my God, dude, this is crazy. Nope, she says. Meanie. Wow. Take that. Says the guy randomly insulting Jewish people. Laughy emoji. Are you Jewish? If not, why get offended? What? Also, do you want people to know your private stuff? Because me insulting Jews is the least of your problems. Wow, dude. What the f*** is happening in this comment thread? Oh my God. What medications have you not taken today? I don't need them. Medications need me. What? Okay. You are a Are you a suppository? Okay, wow, we're getting weird now. Actually, his actions make him look bad. As a Christian, as a Baptist, I'm glad to see many people, including pastors, moving away from toxic man-centered ministries. The thought that you honestly believe 4 adults growing up in strong Christian home would for no reason have to go where these brave young people went to expose what they endured is just proof of your blind allegiance. I'm 62 and never seen or heard of 4 people leaving their home to claim what they claim without cause. It simply doesn't pass the reasonable test. Not to mention, simply watching one of his sermons can tell you Anderson is not a man that can control his spirit. Absolutely agreed. Yes, 100%. Well said, Tracy. And then Daniel says, it was 3 people, and please go suck your thumb in a nursing home. No one was talking to you. Wow, that is a harsh insult. What's he going to tell her to do next? Suck eggs? Mean-spirited guy. I can't see my other reply. Probably got banned by Zuck the Cuck, but just in case, middle finger. Oh my God. Yeah, because Zuckerberg is looking for Daniel Varela's posts on Facebook so that he can ban his posts. Really? This is crazy, man. What? Acting Jewish? As a saved man with a Jewish heritage, I can pretty much guarantee you don't really know any Jews. If you did, you'd understand how much they adore their wives and children. Okay, well, you know, I'm not really a fan of generalizing either way, but that was written by Daniel Varela, the guy that insulted Jews originally. And he's saying, I'm Jewish, so I can say whatever I want about Jews. Brother, get help. And, you know, not for nothing, but since we're talking about like Jew hate and all that stuff, Hitler in World War II wrote the Aryan paragraph, which is like a paragraph of text in the civil law that banned Jews from being a part of government, doing civil service to any degree, maintaining parks or working at the DMV or whatever, you know, whatever, any government position. It banned them from being in government. And the church, the Protestant church, adopted the Aryan paragraph into their church rules. So it became anybody that's non-Aryan is now not allowed to be a minister. They're not allowed to be higher up leaders or anything in the church. And of course, it devolved from there. But the point is, 1 drop of Jewish blood is what it took. If you had, I believe, 1 grandparent that was Jewish, you were considered Jewish. And the reason is because they believed that Jews were inherently evil in their hearts. Like, it doesn't matter how nice you seem on the surface. You can't help it. You're a bad person in your heart. That's how they viewed him. So this guy in the German government would never survive. He would have been one of the first to go to the chambers as a saved man with a Jewish heritage. If you have a Jewish heritage, then you're SOL. That's it. Anyway, my God, these people really need help. Oh my God, look, Nick Fuentes, you are Jewish. He's a full-blown, self-avowed Nazi. He talks about being a Nazi. He likes being a Nazi, loves Hitler, loves swastikas. Oh my God, these comments are crazy. Daniel, are you right-handed or left-handed or right hand left-handed? I don't know what the hell that means. Tracy says to Daniel, I'm a Christian in faith, Portuguese on my father's side. My mother's father was Jewish and mother was German. Mother's father was Jewish. So your grandfather on your mom's side's Jewish and your mom was German. So Jewish grandfather, German grandfather, or grandmother then, I guess? Pretty much a hybrid. You pretty much just put a ribbon around everything that's wrong with the NIFB and your fearless leader. Congrats. Wow, man. That is nuts. For real. These people are broken. They are broken. Tell me what you think in the comments. Damn, this video is no longer available because YouTube account associated with the video has been terminated. That sucks. Wonder what the video was. This is why I always download my clips. owenmorgan.com/clips if you want access to them. I'm not selling anything. You can just go there. I maintain a Dropbox.